I'm Neat,
I'm Rox.
and this is The Bourbon Barrel. And today we have a very special episode because we are not doing a blind. We are not tasting three different bourbons like that we've never tried before. This is kind of a different altogether thing where we're going to make a couple cocktails in honor of the birthday boy.
Hello.
So we're gonna drink a couple straights, cheers, things that he wants to, say for his birthday, and then we're gonna, get into making some cocktails, and it'll be a good time. So, without further ado, first we're gonna try some of the New York exclusive that is no longer available for anybody from Doc Swinson's. So, thank you, Jesse.
Yeah, thanks, Jesse. That's awesome. That's one of the shout outs. That's what I told him. I wanted to say thank you to Jesse Parker from Doc Swinson's for doing that episode he did with us a few months ago. He was very, very nice. He still is very nice. You guys should go out and buy some Doc Swinson's or order some online and have them ship it to you. I'm pretty
Which
sure.
they do.
Yeah, if you buy 2 bottles, shipping's free. It says it every time it pops up on my stuff. So, great people, great guy. Go there. Thanks, Jesse.
Yeah, grab some Doc Swinson's. It's good stuff.
Absolutely. I'm definitely a fan. So,
With that,
hey, cheers,
cheers.
Jesse. Doc.
Still good.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, still good.
Yep. It's that. Oh yeah. It's got that perfect balance of heat and warmth.
Mhm.
And then the hug, feel, the mouth sensation, the
Yep.
oral sensation. Um.
No, you know
So
you're
yeah.
drinking something, but it's super tasty.
Yep. Yep. They do a great job of the finishing and the blending, which we've been getting into with some other ones with the
Yep.
Penelopes, and some of the other ones do a lot of that too.
Speaking of blending and things that is nowhere near as professional or on that level, um, I emptied this yesterday, so it's no more. We're gonna have to make another one. But this is your bottle.
That's my bottle.
Yep.
Oh, sweet.
Because
Giving me the
it
wise one. I think
had
there's hints
had
in there. I think
three.
he's telling me I need to be smarter. You think?
Nonsense.
I don't know. Oh, I do. Yes, I do.
There's a difference between being wise and being smart.
Oh shit! I want to smell it.
Do it.
I was.
It's very
You were
oaky.
saying, yeah.
It's super dark, and I think it was in there too long, honestly. But
Well,
he'll drink it because that's the
Well,
kind of
yeah,
guy he
yeah.
is.
It's gonna go. It's gonna be drink, drink, drunk.
Drink, drink, drunk.
You tell me where this should sit because I don't have glasses on and I'm like,
Put it. I don't know. That's
is that
fine.
good? Is
Good
that
enough. Good. Well, we can take it off. Honestly, here we'll just
this
put
is
it right here.
that kind of episode where we're just
There's
gonna
gonna
start
be.
taking shit off?
Well, there's another. There's another. Yes, yes, it is. There's another thing that I have to get out and put on here, but
Hmm?
not yet.
So many jokes.
Oh yeah,
What I said and how
absolutely.
you went.
Nice.
I'd
Well,
like people to notice that I didn't make the jokes. Did you catch that? Because I had like
he.
19 of them right there. You know I did. Because I got to take something out and I got to.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
The next thing that we're gonna try out is the Nulu Toasted bourbon from Nulu, and it's actually a it's bourbon night pick. This was it's bourbon night thing for their patrons, so we bought one way back many moons ago.
Yep.
Still smells good.
One of the other things I asked him to do.
Still one of my favorites.
I asked him if he had any left of it because he's the one who buys all the IBM picks because he's on the Patreon. Because he's Daddy Warbucks. He's got all the money. So,
I don't have expenses, and it's not that I have money.
um, but anyway, yeah, I wanted to shout out to them because they're, I guess I'd say my favorite podcast. They're where I got started watching all the YouTube shows and YouTube whiskey shows and stuff. And Sarah's a friend on Facebook. It's not like we interact, but they just seem really cool, and they always give us access to bottles, and
Mhm.
like
They do that for all patrons. We're not special.
everybody. So yeah, I mean, I'm not special. I mean, if you guys would respond, you did let us be on your how Christmas what was that Yule log thing?
Oh yeah,
Their Yule log episode.
that's fun.
They let us be part of something when we don't talk. You know what I mean? Like,
When they're looking for people,
they're like, oh yeah, we've watched their show. They can be on the thing where they have to be
where
silent.
they can't talk. That makes sense.
And
He's
that
not wrong.
might be a slap in the face to us. Um,
In any
yeah,
event.
right.
So,
And we're pretty much fans of the Nulus. Like,
oh yeah, Nulu is one of my favorite brands anymore, and they got more expressions now at our favorite local watering hole.
I was looking yesterday, day before, because I was trying to build some of the stuff I do on Facebook
Mhm.
about one of our more recent ones. And what's the matter?
Nothing. I used the wrong water bottle. That's fine.
Well, it's not mine. So, um, Anyway, yeah, and I was trying to remember, and then I went in Foster's the other day, and didn't buy anything that moment, but I was debating, and I kind of had time left to kill before I
Hmm.
had to be where I had to be, so I was like, I'll just run in and see what's up. I did take some pictures of some stuff, but yet again, I've never seen because they have the best variety. Every time I go in there, there's guaranteed to be a couple bottles I've never seen before. Every single time.
It's wild how much bourbon there is there
It is
for the
stuff,
size of
and
the store.
I've never heard of. It's not even
Yeah.
another expression of some company. It's like a different company.
Hmm.
So yeah. Anyway, but yeah, shout out to IBN. You guys do a great job. So,
So good.
so you want to get into the
With that, we are
brass
going
tacks of
to create a couple cocktails in front of you, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, or if I'm silly.
you. You used
But
to own a bartending business.
yes, and it's now defunct. What's that tell you?
COVID, COVID defunct it. It doesn't.
So
You're not. You didn't
we're
do
gonna
it.
do two cocktails for you. One's real simple because it involves all of three things, and the latter one is going to be a little more involved.
Okay.
So
Which one is the three things one?
the whiskey sour.
Okay.
So whiskey sour is basically two ingredients and a garnish. It's your bourbon, your sour mix, which you can use something that you buy at a store like this. You can make your own, like simple syrup with a bunch of lime, or you can literally use like lemonade. Honestly, like any one of those three will work fine. And then garnish with a cherry. Now I have these cherries because I did not have time to make any bourbon cherries. So these nuclear red colored, like you can see them from space kind of cherries are
Very red
what we're going to use, unfortunately. And I apologize in advance for that.
for our bright red
Um,
teeth for the
yep.
next episode and a half.
Oh no, the
No.
bourbon will wash that away.
Well,
It's
there you
just yeah. So gross. Essentially, what you're going to do is you're going to pour 1.5 to 2 ounces of your bourbon in a glass, and then you're going to pour equal parts of your mix. It's that simple. Now, I'm going to do these a little light because we got a lot of drinking ahead of us. So maybe about that, maybe about that.
full disclosure, this you said this is the old fashioned, yes?
No,
The oh, so the Manhattan
this is the bourbon sour.
bourbon sour. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Thanks. Incorrect. Excellent, excellent. Um, bourbon sour, whiskey sour, same thing,
Same thing,
or
just
just bourbon versus
you're
whiskey?
using bourbon instead of whiskey.
Okay, okay. Again, I've been a server for much of my life, and I can pour beers probably, I guess, with the best of them or whatever. But I'm not a bartender. I never have been. So
Now,
if
if
you're
you're
making Jack and Coke,
if you're going to do this on your own, I would highly suggest that you use jiggers, which are those little like shot glass things with two sides, or just
pyramid.
use a shot glass. It's
Yeah.
fine. Because you
Oh,
can kind of ballpark it when you've done it many years as I did, for as long as I did, for as many hours. Like you're pretty well know what an ounce is. And since these are less than full shot, like full, this is like a full shot almost, maybe a little bit more than, but yeah. So if you're gonna make them for real, I would suggest you measure everything out because if you don't, it gets a little wonky. But if you're a professional, go nuts.
like Willy Wonky or just
Very,
wonky?
really wonky.
All right. Yeah.
So there's your bourbon sour. It's tiny. Usually they come up a little further and you add a lot of ice.
Does it
But
I was gonna say, does it routinely come with us or
yeah,
not? Does it?
yeah,
So mo
almost any cocktail you're gonna get is an iced
okay.
cocktail.
All right. That's interesting.
So,
And I don't yeah, this is not
and this is not special sour mix. I literally bought this from like our local grocer. So
cool, cool.
there it is.
Yeah, yeah, this is that I think that's a great idea too, you know what I mean? Because we do a lot of stuff on there and are we even supposed to sniff it or
If you want
it
to,
was just like I wonder what it's gonna smell sweet. I
oh,
wonder
very sweet. You got sour mix in there, man. That's nothing but like sugar water and lime.
bourbon I'm definitely old fashioned. Thank you very much.
This is not yet the old fashioned. We're getting into that though.
Well, I'm old fashioned.
There you go.
So I'm kind of sour a lot of the time. So it's not yeah.
Cheers, cheers.
Cheers.
Definitely adds a different
It's yummy.
yeah.
It's so the first thing that comes to mind when I drink it, and not in comparison to the flavor, but in comparison to the enjoyment of the sweetness of it, was
Hmm.
kind of like when we drank the bourbon cream. You know what I mean? Because it's a
Yeah.
lower proof. Because
Yep.
you add this and the bourbon, the whole proof of the
Right.
strength goes way down, but it's so sweet. But it's like this was yummy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? When we tried it, and it's like it's not bourbon or whatever, but it was yummy. And I added a bunch to. hot cocoa and stuff that
Nice.
year, like around holidays last year and stuff, and it worked really well. But that's what I get like this. I'm like, okay, it's not bourbon. It's like bourbon with sugar. Like it's
Yeah,
sugar,
this is basically sugar water plus
but
bourbon and a little bit of
but
citrus.
it's so yummy.
Yeah,
Like
it's real good. The
if we need to
citrus and
lead
everything.
you down the path to getting into bourbon and you need to start somewhere sweet, this is oh yeah.
Yeah, that'll get you there.
Uh,
Um,
maybe with some diabetes. But when I asked you if you'd had brandy, he's like, yeah, it gives you the diabetes.
oh yeah, this will definitely give you diabetes.
Great answer to that was, I must admit. So anyway, for what it's worth, too, I will shout out. I was going to shout out to him right off the bat because he's the brains behind all this and he's the technical guy behind all this, and we wouldn't have this show if it wasn't for him. And thank you so much, Neat, for constantly doing what you do and putting up with me. As I've said before, I hope it never ends. I hope it grows, but I have so much fun doing it. It's ridiculous. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you to both of his parents. And I'm not talking about his private life, this, that, and the other, but they've been very helpful for the past few months while his life has been different.
Much.
And they're really sweet people, really nice people. I shouted out to his mom to him this weekend because it was her birthday. So this past weekend. So um, my wife, my kids, my couple of my friends at work, Chris, B, you know who you are. You guys always watch my backs. We already said Jesse and IBM, so I mean that was literally pretty much it. Today is actually my son's 21st birthday, as I had told him a couple times. So he wasn't really
Happy birthday
into.
to him.
Yeah, Dylan. It's okay. I don't mind saying Dylan's name. He's Dylan. He's Rox Jr. Whatever. He's not. He hasn't shown any interest in alcohol really, almost at all.
Nice.
And he's 21. And well, I asked you about putting him on a show, and you were fine with it. I didn't even ask him. I don't want to push that on him.
No, I
Like it's
understand.
like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of not a good. Hey, you're 21. Let's get wasted. Like I don't want to do that. Like if he says something, I'll say, hey, but I'm
So
not gonna push it. That's all. Like, hey, you don't have a bad habit yet. Let's give you one. What do you
let's
think?
work on your vices.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anyway.
So while you're finishing that, I did something that Rox has no idea about.
Uh-oh.
That'll be super fun later for you folks.
Uh-oh.
Also, I did another thing. So I got you this for your birthday, with the understanding that it is going to be the first of many that we get for trial on the show.
For trial.
Mm-hmm.
First off, what's this about?
That's for the next one.
Oh. Okay. So what?
This is yours.
Right, okay. Am I supposed to open that?
I would hope so.
Okay, yeah. Am I supposed to open that now?
Yes.
All right.
That would be when you should do it.
I'm not here.
I can see you. I can still see you.
You can see me because you're next to me. It's not the same thing.
In any event, here you are, sir.
No, I'm like creeping up in the camera.
What are you doing?
I
I
don't
had
have
one drink.
The whole point is just having fun. Oh, I'm not here. I'm just having a good time.
Got Spider-Man over here going everywhere.
Right? Wow. That'd be like the 15th Spider-Man this week.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what's in here, and I don't want it to drop the paper, so
That
I'll
would
do
be-
it like this. Oh, oh shite. Oh my god. Oh, you're wonderful.
Take this out.
Yeah, I got you.
I heard you leave that on.
So you did buy a bottle of Barrel.
I did buy a bottle of Barrel, but that's for you to do with
Thank
as you
you.
please. However, I would suggest you save some so that we can do a trial run when we start
Oh,
buying
we
new
won't
ones.
even open it until we open it on this show. I don't think I've ever opened a bottle. Thank you.
I've never
Thank
had
you,
a bottle of that,
that's-
but we've told you before that we are going to start getting them to try.
You should save these because they come in really handy, and I trap
Yeah,
them.
man,
So
absolutely.
you
That's the real present.
yeah. I'd like to thank all my.
Oh, man. So while he's finishing that sour, we're going to discuss a couple few things about the next drink up, which is the old fashioned. And this is where I shine because there's more than two ingredients. So
I shine 2 and under. Don't get me going.
this one is not as this one's a little more complicated than the last. We also got this product off Amazon.
This is the smoker.
This is the smoker kit
Okay.
that you can smoke your cocktails with. So we're gonna try a couple things.
All right.
Now-
I hope the police or the fire department doesn't keep going.
Yeah, it should be good. Because I recommended this to a friend, so I had to try it out first. So we'll see if we'll put a link to this to Amazon if you want one.
I told you numerous times you didn't have to buy me anything.
I know.
And I
It's okay.
thank you. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
So
Oh yeah.
in order to build one of these, you're going to need a couple things. You're going to need a bourbon. Now, if you watched our Penelope episode, you know that I said that this one would probably go very well in an old fashioned because I was tasting like orange peel and that kind of thing in here. Also, so you're going to need bourbon. You're going to need some type of bitters. I have two different versions here. I've got the Woodford Reserve orange bitters, and then I have your standard, Angostura bitters that are what you're supposed to use.
Okay.
Um, and then you're going to need some orange peel zest, which we'll get to how you use that. And you don't eat the orange beforehand because that will definitely taint what you taste.
Sorry.
Anyway. So we'll show you how to use this real quick. And then you're gonna need some garnish, like some cherries, preferably bourbon, not these nuclear red cherries. And you're gonna need some sugar cubes, simple syrup. If you have simple syrup, you don't need the sugar cubes, but sugar cubes and water. Now, normally how I'm gonna do this, and I'll show you on mine, we'll do a couple different ones. One for me, one for him once he's done with his sour.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna put two sugar cubes in here. Then I'm gonna pour the bourbon over it. And you want enough bourbon to cover the cubes. And then
I don't know if I was supposed to eat the cherry, but I did.
absolutely, that's why it's there. For
Earned my
mine, I'm
red
going to
wings.
use the two dashes of the Angostura bitters. So dashes one,
Slipped right
two.
past that joke, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. You didn't want to make a red wings joke.
You're going to toss a little bit of water in if you use the sugar cubes to help dissolve the water, or dissolve the sugar.
To be fair, I could have been talking about the NHL team, the Red Wings.
That's fair.
All right.
Now that is going to basically help you dissolve the sugar cubes. And then you take the orange peel that you have, this one like so,
Mm.
and when you do this, it's going to express some of those oils. Like you can actually feel the peel's more slippery now once you've squeezed it that way. So you do that a couple, just one, two. You
I
can
think
actually
squeeze
see
it, it gets slippery a lot of the time.
when. Jesus. So I'm gonna get this a little closer. I don't know if you can see. There's a couple few dots on there. But yeah, when you see this, you can see it like kind of spritz. That's what you're going after. Is just that. Now those sugar cubes should start to dissolve, but you're gonna want to help them out because chemistry, surface area means that the more surface area, the quicker it dissolves. So you're basically gonna grind those up as best you can. Normally a muddler will work well for this. I can't seem to find mine right now, so we're just gonna use the bartender's stirrer spoon because I could find that. Eventually this will dissolve, but you're gonna want to let it, linger for a little while. Um, yeah, so basically that's that. If it's having problems dissolving, you can always add more water. That's still gonna dilute it a little bit further. All right, something like that. And then, lastly, you are going to add your big ice cube, like so, and your cherry.
Wow.
You
In
can
this
throw
one, are
you
you
can
going to
throw in
smoke
some
this? Is this a
grenadine.
smoker
This
thing?
is so I'm gonna smoke it, yeah.
Okay.
Um,
I'm looking forward to this part.
this
We
is gonna
have
be the
yet
fun
to
part.
do any smoking on this show.
And so basically you're just gonna stir that in like so. I know it's making hella sounds on that right now, but basically that's all you're gonna do.
Right, right.
That right there is a finished old fashioned. Now if you want to smoke it, what you can do is you can get one of these smoker kits, place it over like so.
That looks like there's like an Asian hat. I'm not being, you don't
The
even,
rice
like,
farm.
the
Yeah.
rice farm hat. Okay. Is that right?
Yep.
Rice farm hat. I'm
Yep.
not saying anything that's politically incorrect.
No, that is
All right.
what they are known as.
Fair.
Anyway, so this is Cajun. That's from this box from Amazon. So we're gonna find out. I haven't used it yet. You'd have to buy your own butane for this. So here we go. We're gonna smoke that.
Ooh, you can see it. That's cool. That's wicked
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Now, in order for it to actually smoke, you're going to want to leave that cap on there for about 60 seconds to 90 seconds.
There's still flame in there too. How long does
Yep.
that take before that dies?
That'll usually go out pretty quick.
Okay.
And if you really are worried, you can literally take another glass and just do that.
Right. Kill the
It'll kill it.
oxygen. Yeah. That's cool though.
But
That's
yeah, so that's
way
just
cool.
pretty
Again, I'm not a bartender. I couldn't.
neat.
I would burnt the whole house down trying to do that, probably.
Nah, it's not bad.
That's
So
cool.
essentially, what you're trying to do here is impart a smoky flavor to your old fashioned. And as you can see, that's actually really cool. Um, so while that's doing that, I'm gonna start making yours, and we're gonna make yours a little bit differently.
Oh, nice. We're
So
getting into it. Are you paying attention?
we're gonna
Focus.
toss that in. Do you want the same bourbon or do you want a different bourbon?
Ah, what do you
Okay.
think? This is your area.
I feel like if we change one thing for the sake of science, it'll be
The
enough.
smoke versus non-smoke.
No,
Oh, okay. The bourbon.
no.
Oh, see, well, I don't. I'm not sure what the hell just happened right there.
So we're gonna give him the Woodford Reserve orange bitters
Oh, the
instead.
bitters. You're
Yeah,
changing the. Oh, see.
changing out
All
the
right.
bitters. So instead of two dashes, we're gonna give him like three drops. One, two, three.
Oh yeah.
There it is.
Dash like from The Incredibles. He ran really fast.
Yeah, but when everyone's special, then nobody is.
Well,
And then you're gonna add a little bit of water to help dissolve the ice, or not ice, the
definitely
sugar.
special. I'm just pointing that out.
There you go. Add a boy Rufus.
Should we?
And then I
Bill
almost
and
forgot.
Ted's, right?
Yep.
You went straight to Bill and Ted. All right.
And then we're gonna express some of that orange. There it is. There's that.
Jeez. It's a lot of work, though. Like, we
It
drink
is.
bourbon
It
neat
is a
most
lot
of
of
the
work,
time, and it's like,
but the payoff, I hope, will be excellent. Now, the Penelope was a lower proof bourbon, so by adding the water,
okay.
it's already going to be diluted again. So this might be a little bit different. It's been about 60 to 90 seconds, so that's coming off, and there goes that. Don't flip it backwards, or you'll get all that smoked wood.
Back into the ice bowl.
Yeah,
Our early episodes, we had an ice bowl in there. And
yes,
so
we
it
did.
was, and I love going back and watching some of those. I was gonna say because this actually ties in, and I don't know why, but when I was like watching some of our old shows, till I watched some things to learn what we've done and haven't done, just so I remember, like, wait, we had an episode, let's not do that or whatever. When we drank the Bullet Barrel Strength, we both said it tasted orangey,
Interesting.
and there was nothing else I'd watched recently. I don't go watching them all the time. We got
Right.
40 episodes on there, and takes time, but I don't think we've ever described anything we've tasted just bourbon neat. We've
Right.
tasted as getting the orange flavor at all. We
Well,
say fruits and
other
fruity,
than
but
yeah,
never
that.
say orange.
But that's why I wanted to try these with a Penelope because I said that tastes like orange. So
Yeah, and we don't have a bullet barrel strength right now.
that's also a true
I
fact.
just thought because I always look. I see the barrel Bullet 10 year now quite a bit
Hmm.
again, but I've heard that that's still sourced because Bullet hasn't been around long enough to have a 10 year of their own, and they're sourcing it from Bardstown.
I don't know, but the bullet 10 year
Or Bardstown Bourbon
tastes
Company.
it has a very vanilla-y taste, and I love it.
And it's the bullet barrel strength. I feel like was my favorite. I feel like here we go. Toke it up, Yash.
So don't do it directly over, or you might burn your fingers. You got to do it from the sides. And look at that. That is a lot of smoky.
We should have invited Harold and Kumar over for this. So imagine how cool it would be if we got one of those two to be on. Like,
Could you imagine? One of them worked in like the White House for Obama.
yes, yes, he did. Yes, he did. Cal Penn, yeah,
Cal Penn,
yeah,
who was also on How I Met Your Mother and Doctor and House.
yeah, and House, yeah.
Hey, cool dude. Cool dude.
House is one of my favorite shows of all time,
Yep.
and I have yet to watch the last couple episodes, even though I know what happens.
I feel like it fell off a little bit there
But the episode where, and by the way, House has been over for
for
over a
a
decade.
decade now.
So if I ruin something for you, that's a you problem. With the episode where Cal Penn is not on the show anymore, how's
Yes.
that? I'm not even giving
Oh
away.
wow,
That's my least favorite episode I've ever seen.
that's fair.
But yet, as a cinephile, I would say I am to a degree. We both are. It was a very intense episode. It
Oh,
made me
very.
feel the feelings I was supposed to feel, and I was like,
Hmm.
"Oh my god!"
Yeah, man.
Like, and then anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fair.
But House, yeah, House. Oh my God, watch House. Amazing show. Amazing show. Love Hugh Laurie. He's a
Oh
great
yeah.
musician too. He's got
He
albums.
used to be a British comedian before
Yeah,
House.
him
Like
and
I didn't even know he was British, and then I saw him on like this little cameo in an episode of Friends
Mhm.
on the plane.
Oh yeah, oh, yes,
I was
yes.
like, he's British.
She's like, well, I disagree. He goes, oh no, I like that.
He was still a dick.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
He's yeah, Hugh Laurie,
Um,
man. Very accomplished. Yeah, very accomplished musician too. Yeah, he was a comedy team
well,
of
that's what
Lecrae and
the guy. He
it's
was
another
in.
famous guy. He's kind of
Yes,
Hugh Laurie famous to us in America.
he was in what's that? V for Vendetta as yeah.
He was a good guy in that though.
He
He wasn't
was.
the one that was the
No, he was
creepy
Natalie Portman's like
stalker.
boss or something,
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
tried to help her out because he played. Yeah, but
yeah.
that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
So with that being done, ta-da! Supposed
Dun,
to.
you should add some special effects,
I,
like when you. I mean, no, I'm not
I
saying you
already,
should do more work.
first of all, I already did some special effects you don't know about.
Oh Jesus!
Don't eat the orange, kids.
You
All
know,
right.
we've gotten to the point after doing this as much as we have so far, which we're still not even a year in. We got to do something for the 1 year
Oh,
episode. We
absolutely.
got to figure something
We'll
out.
step our game up a little bit.
I don't know who we could pull in or
So
not. Could we
yeah,
pull Jesse for the that? I
maybe
mean, it's not till
that's fair.
9/11. I'll be like,
That's a
Jesse, we're doing
while.
it for the veterans. Jesse, you want to come hang out with us again? You got those white labels right there.
I
You got
do.
all of
I'm
it.
just waiting for Jesse, so
Well, why don't
we're
we
gonna do
pitch
that.
that as the 100th episode or the 1 year
Absolutely.
episode?
Yeah,
It's still a couple months out.
we could definitely do that.
Um,
So this is our old fashioned. Let's find out. So hopefully all the sugar has dissolved.
okay.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Ooh, it. I mean, look, I smelled the other one because that's what we do, and it
Yeah.
smelled sweet. This one has a different sweet smell. There's a different odor to it.
There's definitely not going to be that same
Oh, it's more
sweetness here.
orange. This is more orange sweet, and that one was
So that
just
should
sweet.
because we have that orange
Now
oil,
I've seen people at times do like
some orange peel zest in there.
is that's what like was that what you say when you use that thing where you're peeling like a
That's a potato or something. Yeah.
right potato? Yeah,
So
that's what
that would be the zest. What we used was we express the oils in the peel, and
okay.
that's all you really need. You don't need the zest. You need the oil peel expression.
Do you technically now the name of this drink is
This is an old fashioned,
okay?
and this is a smoky old fashioned because we
Okay.
smoked it.
Do you
So
normally use higher proofs? Like if you ordered an old fashioned in a book,
if I were to do it, I would order something. I wouldn't go with something less than
do they
like a
normally ask for
90.
the bourbon you choose,
They
or do they just you
they
say old fashioned? They give you
usually they'll just give you whatever they have if you just ask for a basic old fashioned. But you can say I would like an old fashioned with this,
right.
and they'll do that. That's not a problem. Like I tasted this, and it's already a little watered down because my ice has been melting more than yours.
Right.
But it's
Oh, I
not.
get the smoky.
Mhm.
Oh,
It's not nearly as potent as the last one because that was a 94 proof, and this is only an 80 proof. So there's definitely watery feel in there. But I taste orange. I'm tasting a little bit of that smoke, and I can drink this pretty straight because that sugar and that the light proof bourbon is making this drink like I don't even taste alcohol.
right, right, right.
Whereas if we did this with a higher proof bourbon, you'd probably be able to taste that bourbon a little bit more coming through because the only ingredients are bourbon, water, and sugar, and then your orange and your garnish
Did
and the bitters.
the bourbon? Okay, I'm trying to get this as straight as I can here.
Sure.
Can you make this without ice?
You can, but normally it's a big ice cube is what
Okay,
the garnish is.
okay.
If you get this in a
It's a
restaurant,
very popular thing. You hear old
yes.
fashioned.
Now, if you get this in a restaurant, it's usually going to be with like a big ice cube or that kind of thing, if they know what they're doing.
Right. So you wouldn't, if you had it, you wouldn't go with crushed ice. You wouldn't
No.
do that. You would do this. Okay. This is brand new territory. Like, honest to God, for me. That's what I'm saying. Yes, I've been a server a long time and I'm not a bartender, but I'm learning as we go, just like you
So,
if you've never done
you're
these.
tasting the orange?
I did. I tasted more orange.
Now he had orange bitters in his, and
Okay.
I just had these Angostura bitters, which are not orange flavored.
But I didn't, more than I did in the bourbon sour. I've tasted, was there any orange in the
There
bourbon
was no
sour?
orange in that.
Okay.
You can do the same, express the oils and the peel in a bourbon sour if you want, but it already comes with a citrusy sour mix. So this is not going to be nearly as sweet.
No, yeah, the other one was sweeter.
So this is something like if you don't want the diabetes, you can absolutely do this.
You don't want to go to the doctor. So,
I find it very interesting that a lot of the sugar just kind of sank to the bottom of mine and didn't dissolve. That's pretty wild.
I mean, I think mine did too.
Yeah.
You kind of see it down
Mhm.
there.
I didn't want to add too much water either because of the ice and everything already, but
Right, right, right.
Yeah, normally you're gonna add like 2 ounces of bourbon and like an ounce of water to kind of dumb it down. So normally you're gonna want to start with something that's at least 90 proof, if not higher. However,
Yes,
the
yum.
Penelope, I wanted to try it out, even though it's an 80 proof, just because it had that orange flavoring, and this isn't bad as far as old fashions go.
Oh, this is tasty.
Yeah, it's
This
tasty. It's
is,
a little watery for my liking, but it's not bad.
but you know what? Sometimes you're at a restaurant or something, and if you're at a restaurant, you're gonna drive somewhere, and or you're at a party and you're gonna drive somewhere, or something else. Like you might not want to be drinking neat all the time
Hmm.
because that's so, immediate and it's not diluted and all that. So
Right.
I could get that. Between the two of them, I think, but again, it's just because of the sweetness, and I'm an old chubby guy. I think I would have picked the bourbon sour.
And that was a super simple thing to do. Like it
Right,
was two ingredients plus a little garnish. That's
right.
all you had to do. And if you're
But this,
really
this
stretching, you
might
don't even have
change
to
if
use the
you would have
garnish.
used a higher proof. So if this would have been like a bottle and bond of some
Sure.
sort.
So if you want, we can try another one with a higher proof.
Why did we not?
I still got ice.
Should we? I don't know. Down.
I tell you what we're gonna do. We are going to use movie magic to have two new ones ready to rock and roll. So here we go.
Yo,
TV magic.
we're back.
So we've made these new cocktails that you didn't see us make.
Haha.
They're not smoked, and I used the Woodford Reserve orange bitters this time, and he used the Angostura bitters. So those are the two big differences. Is these are no longer smoked, and we also stayed in the Penelope family, but we used the much higher 115 proof barrel strength. So this one's going to be a little more bourbony. There's also a little bit less water, and I only used one sugar cube instead of two because there was still sugar from the last one we did. So if you want another sugar cube, I'm happy to get that for you.
I no 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 no. I already feel myself getting fatter, so
So
so I feel myself chunking up in the belly region.
I've been
So
chunking up since '06. And with that, I used the same ice cube, so this is a little bit melted in. So that should help with the water and the sugar and all that. Definitely nice legs because of that sugar. So here's hoping that smells more bourbony. I like it already.
and less orangey because you got the
Oh,
orange and I
I
didn't
like
get the
that.
orange.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. Those orange bitters definitely make a difference.
Well, yeah, because you taste orange, right?
I do.
Immediately.
Yeah. Yep.
The orange bitters are
I
strong.
honestly think I like those orange bitters a lot
Although
better.
orange is a flavor, though. Like
Hmm.
flavor, orange is one of my
Yeah.
all-time favorite flavors. I think.
So some people will tell you that you need simple syrup. You don't if you use water and sugar. Same idea.
You
You can
need complex syrup,
you can also use like some people use like sweet vermouth, which is weird because that's usually like for like martinis and shit. If you want to try
which
it
is
anyway,
behind,
go ahead. Shake it, not stirred.
right?
But honestly, if you start with a higher proof like this, it's gonna give you a better overall taste.
If you buy it at a bar, you're going to pay more because you're paying
Yeah,
for the proof of the bourbon and
right.
the quality of the bourbon.
So I've had one of these with like a Four Roses, which is like a 90 proof, like a small batch,
Right,
not
right.
even small batch, like,
Sure, sure, sure.
and it tastes real good. It's so you can get away with something like a Four Roses at a bar. It's not like you have to have their top end high shelf like Derringer in there. Usually you want something that's a little harsher because this is gonna mellow it and cut it because you're gonna add a little bit of water or syrup or sugar. So
Remove the able.
you really don't have to have the highest end stuff. I mean, put good in, get good out. Not gonna lie. You put a really nice bourbon in here, you're gonna have a really nice cocktail. But if you put a shittier bourbon in there, like I'm not a big fan of Michener's. Like it's just the thing I know about.
Michter's.
Michener's?
Michter's,
See, I
yes.
can't even say it.
It's Michter's.
Michener's. I'm not a big fan. Not my Michter's. Michter's. Awful. I don't like it.
You, I think you just started liking it less because you realized there wasn't an N in it, and I pulled
Yeah,
it out of there.
yeah.
So that's my fault.
Michter's. Michter's.
Because I keep saying like I've even tried this, and
Yeah.
now they have a bourbon out
Hmm.
more locally, constantly. I see it
Yes.
because a lot of them are just Tennessee whiskey and sour mash one.
So I've had Michter's. I don't like it. And I've put it in cocktails like this, and it actually works very well as a cocktail. So if there's a bourbon on your shelf that you're not particularly fond of, you can make an old fashioned out of it.
We got to do a blind. We got to do a blind where, and we joke about everything. You should watch all the episodes. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you for watching all that stuff.
It's true.
We need to do an episode where we do a blind and we each come with a bottle. The other one doesn't know what's in the glass at all. Like
Sure.
you actually go upstairs, I actually go upstairs or something. Like you can't even see the bottle.
Nice.
And we put one out there, which both of us know it's going to be something. and then we both don't know what the other one is. Even probably with a proof range, because then we can't do something that's bottled bond, something that's 80, because we're gonna know that. Like we're gonna
Mm.
be like, well, this is come on.
Yeah, it's got to be around the same proof. I get you.
And I can even do we can even do that, and I can promise and whatever that there won't be anything if it's not bourbon. It'll be a bourbon.
It'll be, we won't be
Yeah,
like,
that's
they're
what
going
I
to try
mean.
and put like a peated
Scotch or
scotch in
whatever.
there.
Right? No,
You
no.
sneaky son of a bitch.
Whatever. For your birthday, I put it in the box of the scotch. There was no scotch in it. It was
That's
in the
fair.
scotch
That's
box.
fair
So,
enough.
anyway.
Um,
But we should do that because that would be fun, right? Like to
yeah,
not
we
like
can
double or
definitely
triple blind or however you.
crazy blind.
Yeah, like
We'll
and
call it the J-Lo crazy right now.
the one that we don't know what it
In the
is,
black
black
box.
cups
Perfect.
or whatever, glasses. Sorry,
So, is this
anyway,
better or worse than the
I haven't
previous one?
tasted it yet.
Oh,
I'm
you should
trying
do
to
that.
ramble nonsensically. Is that a word? I just
Uh-huh.
created that. If Webster's puts that
That
in
is
the
that
dictionary,
is a
hey
real
us
word.
nonsensically.
Yes, nonsensically.
Damn, who knew that sugar made me smarter?
It's all those fast neurons firing. No.
All right, that was like one drip actually. I did that well actually because I was worried I was going to spit out more. I'll take if I'm. Are we on?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. If I'm at a bar, I would buy this because the bourbon is a better bourbon. It's
Yes.
it's a higher proof bourbon.
High proof bourbon.
But it also depends on the reason I'm at the bar too. Like I said, if I'm driving home or something, I might just let them use. Why am I losing the word for the baseline crap when you're in there?
Shell the Oh yeah.
You know what I
Wow.
mean? House.
But yep. It's the bottom shelf stuff.
Yeah. The yeah.
Your house bourbon or your low shelf,
Yeah, I'm
whatever it
missing
is.
the word. Yep. And so we do a little bit.
Well.
Well,
Jeez, man.
well, not
Well, your well bourbons. So normally a well bourbon will be fine for a cocktail because that's exactly what it is. Is it's
well.
meant to be in a cocktail. Whereas if you go into higher tier bourbons, those are normally the ones that you're going to sip on and you're going to taste because you've spent decent money on those. But sometimes,
We just got there and we
Mhm.
knew a bunch of people were coming and it's something we're going to be there for an hour or so
Yeah.
too.
Or if you've had a
We're ready to
real rough
bounce
day
and
at
my
work and
kids
you
are
just want to sit there for a while and sip on one drink.
they would, yeah, at work. Because, yeah,
Hmm.
but yeah, absolutely. I think everybody should drink at work. So,
No, not at work. I'm saying after work.
oh no, I
Like,
think at work. I think
well,
you should drink at work. If you're watching this, drink when you're at work.
always have a bottle of bourbon in your desk.
That's right.
In case shit goes
Or your
sideways, you're
pants.
prepared.
Or your pants. Now, wait a minute. Don't take it dirty. Unless you wanna. I mean, like, if you got, like, cargo pants or
Like
whatever, I
Bag and
think,
Sag and Barry, where he can
like,
pull out anything from his pants.
yes, yes. Because you can just kind of be like, it's good, great day, and then when the one person walks away, you can be like, let's drink these, and they're in your cargo
You get one of
shorts.
those backpacks with like the sipper.
Sebastian Maniscalco does a thing where he's like,
Yeah.
what are these people? And they're like hiking, and he's like, and there's a tube, and a tube's right here, and when he does it, and I'm going to do a terrible representation of it, the tube's right here, and he goes like this, and he's like,
Like a rabbit or a
but he
gerbil.
does it like real quick and goes right back to the camera, and it's like, you know what I mean? And it's just it's not even his comedy, it's his physical comedy that makes it so funny when he does it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm doing a terrible representation. It's
Excellent.
so funny, though. You should
I'm
watch it.
I'm sure.
Nonetheless.
So overall, if you want to make one, these are some ways to do it. And if you don't want to do it this way, you could watch the YouTuber Bourbon Moth Woodworking. He has a whole thing on how to make 3 different types of old fashions, and they're all very good. I've tried them all.
Nice.
He actually does another thing where he does margaritas, and he uses his own rhubarb from a garden. Where like this guy's a woodworker, but he's making all these crazy ass cocktails like once a month. So
You've done a
go
lot of woodworking shit, too.
I do a lot of woodworking shit, which is why I follow this guy. He's actually made like a really cool bench for Neil Patrick Harris.
No kidding.
Yeah, dude, this guy is like fucking legit.
Wow.
And but he makes all these cocktails, crazy cocktails, and he made a margarita with like this rhubarb simple syrup. Like the rhubarb gives it the bitterness, and the sugar gives it the sweetness.
Simple syrup.
It's really tasty because I've tried it because my dad has some rhubarb and stuff.
I believe that.
It's actually like really freaking good.
Wow.
So I highly suggest you watch that, at least those couple videos. If you, even if you don't like woodworking, like this guy is super funny and he's super cool, and I envy everything about his life. Uh, But yeah, so that's just a plug for Bourbon Moth Woodworking. He does
Bourbon Moth
yes, he
Woodworking.
does
I'm gonna check that out.
very great work,
Wow.
all over YouTube. So with that, I'm Meat,
I'm Rox, and let
and
me say this too, though.
happy birthday,
Thank you.
sir.
Yeah, thank you to him because I told him he didn't have to buy me a bottle of anything, and he did. You're awesome. You're the best. And I'm the one who mentioned like you want to do this. You bought the
Yeah,
smoking kit. Why don't we do that? Let's do that. And this is crazy awesome. The whole thing was awesome. It was an incredible show. Thank you very much to you.
yeah.
Thank you for everybody who watches. Please tell
Thank you
your
very
friends
much.
and family and
And anyone you meet on
subscribe.
the streets,
If you subscribe, we'll put a dime in our jar, and that dime's going to go eventually to Wounded Warriors or whatever, and it's going to be at
true.
least $100 and so on and so forth. Little things like that. Thank you very much to everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank
And until we meet again, I'm
you.
Meat,
I'm
and
Rox.
this is the Bourbon Barrel.